Let's go chase some rabbits, or in this case, mice. The Cornell Daily Sun reports on a vaccine for cocaine addiction discovered. Discovered like they were walking down the street and they're like, "Hey, look, a vaccine for cocaine." Cool. They didn't discover anything. They created this in a lab, like mad scientists on the island of Dr. Moreau. Anyway, let's focus here on what it says. Next to heroin, cocaine is probably the leading cause of recreational drug addiction. Who uses heroin recreationally? Any recreational cocaine users out there? Isn't that like a lifestyle? You know, those are drugs where you're either in or you're out. So, you'll see here they say the fundamental trick. You know, they're tricking the body. So that doesn't sound very natural, does it? Let's move forward here. The Baylor College of Medicine methamphetamine, nicotine, and cocaine vaccines, brought to you by this happy couple here. Woo! Lookers, huh? And they're in love. It's true. Look here, they're married. Well, let's scroll down here. I want to show you something. Right here. The only way you can get people's bodies to make antibodies is to trick the immune system. Once again. And then later here, look at this. He used inactive cholera toxin. Inactive. Watch, I'll show you how much of a lie that is here in a second. Marching forward, we have the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute of Health News. Here you'll see it says immunization with an experimental anti-cocaine vaccine. Remember, we're thinking about language again here. An anti-cocaine vaccine? We'll see later it's just a cocaine vaccine, so I'm not sure what this language refers to, other than the fact that they have a substantial reduction in cocaine use in 38% of vaccinated patients. When that number 38 came up, I started to think, where have I seen that before? Sure enough, your buddies over at Wikipedia have it posted that placebos have a 35% chance of having results in patients. Interesting. I'm not going to say anything more here except that the clinical trials were sponsored by or supported by the National Institute of Drug Abuse. Let's see what they think. Looks like to them that drugs are sold on the streets by dealers. Right. Okay, so if I get a prescription for it, it's not a drug. Yeah, it's a medication. All right. clinicaltrials.gov. This is where a lot of rabbits are. I've done so much chasing on this website here since the government went from its covert status to its overt status. They're willing to confess their sins here as long as you know the right search parameters. Anyway, let's look at here. They have 120,000 experiments going on in 178 countries. I've typed in cocaine vaccine and we are off and running. Looks like 7 studies. Number 2 is the one that we're most interested in here, the multi-site controlled trial of cocaine vaccine TACD09. Hitting the button, we find our buddies here. Baylor College of Medicine is one of the collaborators. That's where our Match.com couple came from. Let me scroll down to point out some of the pertinent evidence or information here. We have 300 people enrolled in the trial or study or experiment. Here you see how they have a placebo injection and an experimental vaccine. Okay, what I find interesting here is look at this in the placebo injection. They list an aluminum hydroxide gel adjuvant in a saline solution. So even the placebo is going to hurt you, because if you look into aluminum, you'll find a connection with Alzheimer's. Down here in the detailed description, this 18-week placebo-controlled randomized clinical trial among 300 cocaine-dependent patients is designed to test the efficacy of a newly developed active vaccine against cocaine. Right there, active, it's in contra to the inactive discovery we found earlier. So what is cholera anyways? Here we have the World Health Organization, known to all of its Masons or secret societies as the WHO. That's the sound that the owl makes. They like that symbol because the owl can see in the dark. So look at that serpent ascending the staff there. Quite frightening. But anyway, let's continue to chase this rabbit here of cholera. Look at the poor lady laying on the floor there. Cholera is a intestinal bacteria. Look at the word acute used here too. It's not. It doesn't cause death unless you don't get it treated. And the way you treat it is to drink water. Hopefully you had a little sugar or a little salt to the water, a nice electrolyte mix, and there you go. Instead, they don't want to do that. They want to have vaccines because cha-ching, they can charge you for that and kill you at the same time over the course of your life, that is. But let's keep moving forward here. The anatomy of a high. So this is what their monster looks like, their little cocaine cholera creation. They inject it into the bloodstream. So now if I was just snorting coke my whole life, now I'm injecting it into my body. So it looks, the graph here is so deceiving. I mean, they inject the molecule that they've created into there, and then it somehow that molecule disappears, and now you've got this cocaine molecule running in from the back door here, and these antibodies are getting attached to it. It can't make it through the blood-brain barrier, and so what? The kidneys get clogged up? Well, sure enough, unwanted side effect. Cocaine vaccine leads addicts to take 10 times more cocaine. It all seems so orchestrated. So anyway, let's go ahead and finish up here with my website at experimentalvaccines.org. You'll be able to find lots more information about vaccines and other soft kill weapons that the New World Order's pharmaceutical division has used against not only America but the entire world. So good luck. Stay away from vaccines and fight the New World Order.